Some people will say it's easier working for a larger company. Sometimes I think it's harder because there's those growth expectations. First of all, there's more structure, so you have to follow and deal with the bureaucracy and whatever. But then there's also that expectation, hey, we still want to grow. Just because we're the market leader doesn't mean that we're not having growth. And it's hard to kind of squeeze more growth out of already pretty well-established territories. How did, and then on the flip side, it's actually an advantage to go work for maybe a smaller company because there's just so much more room to grow than, less, even a smaller growth is still a bigger impact. How did you view that at both companies? Like, at Crestron, like obviously you guys had the biggest product launch and awesome growth phase, but there was a lot of pressure, right, to keep growing revenue and keep getting more and more, versus at Lightware where you guys also experienced great growth. If you could talk about like which one you felt were, I don't know about harder or easier, but maybe the different challenges in both.
I think some of the advantages that big companies have are that they have departments and people and different resources that can be tapped with professionals who know how to work that space. And with that, as you said, comes bureaucracy and other challenges that need to be managed against as well. Whereas in smaller companies, it tends to be more of an entrepreneurial approach where people are kind of rolling up their sleeves and doing what it takes to make things happen and not necessarily leaning on departments or other resources to help them. But in both cases, I think it requires that same sensibility of looking for growth, driving growth, and whether your range is 20% or 40% or 100% growth, it requires the same commitment and focus, and it doesn't happen by itself. So